Hi, AliShanMao. In this video here, we are going to show you the basics of OFM-650 V4 quadcopter RTF ready to fly version. So I'll give you a brief introduction of radio and its switches that has been set for you. By default, we do it for you for a very pleasant flying experience and very easy flying experience, easy to use experience. This is the OFM-650 V4, and behind us there are 3 more waiting there. So all of them are set in a very similar fashion on this Futaba T8J radio. So the first thing you need to do after you receive your quadcopter, I'm assuming you have put the landing gear on and you have put the camera mount on and connected the camera mount cables. After that, you have put the batteries in your radio and you have a proper battery, 11.1 volt, 5000 mAh, highly recommended for your quadcopter. And I also assume that you have installed the propellers, okay, in the right direction. So please do consult the user manual. I'm gonna give you an introduction of the radio as well. When you hold the radio in your hands, you will see there is a switch E, which is a 3-position switch. Okay, this switch E is going to set your flight modes. That is down, manual flight mode. It is very highly recommended. If you're a beginner, don't fly in manual flight mode. Manual flight mode is for intermediate and advanced pilots. So if you have good skills, use manual mode to fly and fly FPV if you want to fly fast and thrilling FPV. In the middle, you have altitude or attitude hold mode when you put the switch E in the middle. So what happens when you put in the attitude hold mode, your quadcopter will hold its altitude once the throttle is in the middle. Okay, remember, throttle is in the middle. Whatever altitude it has, it will try to hold and maintain that altitude when flying. So basically, once it maintains the altitude, you can increase the throttle a little bit and use cyclic to fly around, steer your quadcopter. Now, the highly recommended mode for beginners is the GPS position hold mode. That is, put the switch E all the way up. In the GPS position hold mode, when you put the throttle in the middle, or let's say 55% or just exactly middle throttle, as soon as NASA detects your middle throttle, it will not only maintain the altitude during flight, but it will also maintain its GPS point, the position. So your quadcopter will maintain its position. Remember, in order to fly GPS position hold mode, you need to make sure you have full satellite coverage, full satellite reception, which your LED can easily tell. We will go through it very, very soon. So once you have full satellites, you can take off in GPS position hold mode, making sure that switch E is all the way up, and your quadcopter will maintain its altitude and its position in the air. So you can actually put the radio down without any worries. Your quadcopter will stay there. Now all you need to do is keep the altitude maintained. You can just steer the quadcopter around. Remember one thing, when you move the rudder, you might change the throttle. So remember exactly that when you're moving rudder, if your throttle is changing, try to keep the throttle in the middle or a little bit more than middle, trying to maintain the altitude when flying. So you can easily fly in GPS position hold mode, which is very, very highly recommended for beginners to actually take off and fly in the beginning. Now here is the switch C. Switch C will change your intelligent orientation control from off, which is up here, middle, course lock, down, home lock. So what is intelligent orientation control? I will do another video about it later, and you can also see the user manual. Basically, it says it's a carefree flying function feature, so you can put it on intelligent orientation control and don't worry about the orientation, where the head is, where the forward point is. You can still fly. Left is left, right is right, forward is forward, backward is backward. So we'll talk about it later. Next, VR. VR knob is going to set, and if you move it to the right, it will increase the gains of the DJI NASA. If you move it to the left, it will decrease the gains of DJI NASA. So if you find your quadcopter is wobbling on when you increase throttle and climbs and wobbles, you decrease a little bit the gains of DJI NASA. If you find your quadcopter is very sluggish to control, you increase the gains of DJI NASA. So basically, if you keep it a little bit more than middle to the right side, you will have very good gains to fly around. So that's all. That's it. There are nothing more switches that you need to do and use. Basically, one more switch that you can use is the switch F, which will run your timer. So that is 6 minutes timer I have set. You can set your timers according to Futaba user manual. Okay, so this is it. Now let's do the demonstration of compass calibration. everything is done, turn on your radio and power up your quad. Now you need to wait and look at the LED. In your user manual, you can easily read about the LED and its blinking patterns. It tells you a lot. So if it's blinking 3 times in red, that means it has no satellites. So you need to wait until it blinks twice, or it blinks none, no red light, nothing is on. That means you have very good satellites. Now you can see it has found the satellites. It will blink in green now. There. Blinking in green means it has set the home point. So in case anything happened, you can actually turn the radio off and your quadcopter will stay there where it is. It will get up in the sky and return to home, fly it back, and land at the same point, okay? So just in case if your quadcopter goes out of range, it will do the same. If it goes out of range of your radio, it will come back and land at this point as well. Okay, so now it's done. Doing the compass calibration, remember the switch E, that is a flight mode. You need to move it up and down a number of times until the LED goes solid yellow. There, it's solid yellow. Now pick up your quadcopter and move it in 360 degrees all the way until the LED is off. Make sure to keep it horizontal as much as possible. Now you see the LED turns green, all right? Once the LED turns green, face down and move again. Don't worry about your camera mount going crazy. Keep moving in a circle until the LED turns off. Put it down. That's it, your compass calibration is done. Okay, before taking off, you need to give the CSC commands, all right? That means put the throttle and cyclic stick down, then move them either inwards, outwards, left and right. Either way, you will arm and disarm the motors. If you're a beginner, I would highly suggest you take off in a GPS position hold mode. But if you are intermediate pilot, you can always take off in a manual mode. So here we go. This is manual mode. It will drift away, of course, as you can see. No altitude control. So put it on altitude hold mode, that is switch E in the middle. And once your throttle is in the middle, your quadcopter will actually hold its altitude only. But you can see I cannot leave the radio because it will drift away. All right, it's drifting away. So what I will do is I will set it on GPS position hold mode, and then I'm worry-free. All right, the radio is here, quadcopter is there. It will always stay there for you. It's just your obedient machine, all right? So if you're a beginner, try to fly in GPS position hold mode, okay? Because as soon as you make a mistake, you can simply leave the stick and your quadcopter will maintain its position and altitude at the same time. Now all you need to do is fly it around. And flying it around becomes really easy because all you need to do is, you know, move the sticks, move the rudder to change the orientation, and fly it. The more you move the sticks, the faster your quadcopter will fly. And if you are losing your orientation, leave the sticks and make sure your throttle is in the middle, and you can see the quadcopter will actually maintain its position and altitude. So you have enough time to think and see what to do. All right, I will bring it back. And we will do the calibration for other 3 quadcopters, all right, and give them a flight. As soon as touchdown, do the, CSC command once again so that your quadcopter will disarm the motors. All right, so I will turn this one off and I will fly other 3 and see if we can fly all of them at the same time.